Hey everybody, welcome to Live at 5. I'm Jack,
Jake.
and we're here at Island Music Company every Thursday at 5 o'clock for our weekly live stream, Live at 5.
We're here more, longer than that.
I mean, I'm not. I'm just kidding. I live here. So, been here forever. We got some cool guitars here behind us, 2 that are brand new this week.
Yep.
And a handful that are just pretty fun and exciting to talk about and hang out with. Trying to think any news. Obviously, you might see like there's a little symbol hanging out over the edge here. We have an electric drum kit on the stage. I'm not going to talk about it. We can if you're interested about it. It's an Alesis Command Special mesh. It's got
And
the
here's
mesh
the
heads.
specs.
We're not going to talk about it, but here's what it is. We have our summer rock band camps are in full swing, and this is the drum kit the kids are playing while they're getting ready to do their rock band stuff. So I'm going to be kind of moving around that. So we'll go ahead and get started with our guitars for this week. So I move this throne so I can walk behind the drums. This here is an Ibanez. You know, we love our Ibanez here at Island Music Company. This is the RGD61. This is very sleek. I like this quite a bit. Fishman Fluence modern pickups. Nice. Not like true satin, but like a slightly light finish on the guitar. Gorgeous roasted maple neck. Let's see what else we got here. Nyato body. It's a Wizard 3 neck. It's a Macassar ebony fretboard. That's really cool. Goto locking tuners. Really neat. I like this quite a bit. The only, okay, push pull. There we go. I was about to say, I was like, man, they don't have anything to adjust the Fluence pickups on here, but no, you have your push pull there. I like when they do these contours, and when you start getting into it, they change the finish on the body to kind of add some depth to it. So this is really cool. The RGD61 from our friends over at Ibanez. Very cool. Great job on this one. Nice and sleek. I'm not particular, it's not the word. Partial. I'm not partial for the satin finish electric guitars. That's just because I sweat, and it ends up taking the finish out of it a little bit. But for those who are interested in it, it's a great guitar. Feels super nice. It's nice and lightweight too. They did a fantastic job on that. Right behind me is a bunch of guitars, but we're going to talk about this one here. This is the ESP USA Eclipse. The USA Eclipses are fantastic guitars. They always come in amazing finishes. Like the Ibanez, also has Goto locking tuners. This is a really brilliant carve on the top of it, so it's not just real flat. It doesn't hang out real big, but it's got a beautiful carve, nice and comfortable for the arm to go onto. So it's not quite a forearm contour, but it does still feel really good. Companies give this a bunch of different names when you have in the back of the headstock that tilts back and they put this little reinforcement there. I never really know what to call it because all these different companies use different names for it. But they've taken a great effort to reinforce the bracing on the back of that nut joint there because, you know, guitars with these headstocks that lean back like that are very susceptible to breaking from, you know, if they fall over or getting delivered and the UPS or FedEx drivers are just a little rough with it. But companies like ESP's USA division is very, very wise, and they've done some great construction to keep that from happening. So they do a fantastic job there. Let's see, it's a set through, is that 3-piece?
If I remember correctly, yes.
Yeah, 3-piece. They do a really good job at kind of blending that and with their selection. It is a 3-piece neck. Yeah, they got some chambering going on in the body there. Stainless frets. Let's see, do I have a note on the pickups here? Let's see, where's my pickups? I think these are Duncan's. I'm not sure which ones they are, though. Yeah, so it has the Seymour Duncans. I'm just not sure which ones we're landing on. But it's this very cool, what do they call it, lime green burst or something like that.
Yes.
Cool guitar from the USA division from ESP Guitars. Congrats on this. This is a great job. Whoever grabs this is going to be very lucky. I think we've had this exact model in here before. It's actually very popular. I I don't really like a green guitar. I know this is a bad way to start a show by me saying the first two guitars you talk about are not ones that I would grab, but I can acknowledge and recognize that they are great guitars, and someone out there is going to enjoy these guitars. Before I jump into the new releases, we'll finish off with these other ones that are not new releases, but we definitely have not talked about them, and they are really great guitars. We have talked about models of this guitar before, but I don't think this specific one. This is the Pacifica from Yamaha. This one's made in Japan. Locking Goto tuners. I might have found an accidental theme for the night. I don't know if the first three guitars I picked up all have Locking Goto tuners. Maybe you should go put Locking Goto tuners in all your guitars. Just saying.
Or the D'Addario.
The D'Addario ones. They do the auto trim as they. Yeah, those are really nice too. This here has the Rupert Neve design pickups.
Love it.
They're fantastic. So the Pacifica guitars that have these Rupert Neve design pickups, the range of tone that is accessible from these guitars, especially even in the single coil configuration, is a fantastic setup. This one is, I think, called like what, sand blue or beach blue, something like that.
Yeah. As an audio engineer, love pickups.
Yeah. But we're looking at a 10 to 14 inch radius on a C-shaped neck. And I believe it does have the coil splitting for the bridge. Yep, there it is right there. But yeah, fantastic guitar. Made in Japan. Yamaha did a great job with this one. Yamaha guitars, electric guitars, I feel like tend to get overlooked and people kind of blow right past them. But that right there is a fantastic guitar. Even the Revstars, the Indonesian-made ones, are fantastic guitars. But when you start getting into the electric guitars that Yamaha makes in Japan, they are fantastic guitars. And I don't think it would hurt anyone to pay attention to them or look them over a little bit more. They're great guitars.
Yeah.
Moving on, we're going to go here to BC Rich. Remember, I was bragging not too long ago about how BC Rich is back, and we got them all here. And I couldn't do another show and not talk about the Warlock, because this here is the Warlock Legacy, so it's a callback to what everyone knew them for. Mm-hmm. I feel like the red crackle is like the finish everybody wanted on their BC Rich from back in the day. I should totally bust this out into my like country southern rock jam band and see how if I wouldn't tell anybody, I would just show up and we start playing, you know, Hank Williams, and I bust out this.
That would be interesting to watch and hilarious.
Nobody would see it coming. That's the whole point. So let's see here. Mahogany body, neck through construction, ebony fingerboard. Let's see here. It's the Seymour Duncan humbuckers. You get your Floyd Rose. I believe that's the 1000. Let me see if I have a note on as to which pickups are in there. No, it just says Seymour's. But yeah, the Stranger Things guitar. That's right, Keith. Get Eddie up in here. So that's fantastic guitar there. I'm glad that we have all the BC Rich stuff coming through the shop. The Shredzilla that we had featured on here a few weeks ago is really nice. So the BC Rich stuff is really cool. We're stocking most of it pretty heavily. So if you're itching to, you know, get back to your roots and the guitars you had before, come on in and check us out. We got all kinds of options here. 2 new releases, Jake.
Yep.
We have two new releases this week.
Back to back.
Back to back.
Mm-hmm.
And they're here, so we're going to talk about them.
Okay.
Richie Kotzen. Everyone's always known him for having the Telly. Well, now he's got a Strat. DiMarzio pickups, beautiful flame maple top. I gotta say, the red with the gold hardware is a nice addition. I wasn't sure if I would like that when I was reading about it, but the flame maple red with the gold hardware and the white perloid pickguard, but they had the nice touch and they brought it back into the top with the tuner buttons. Maple neck, feels really nice. Big old bright stainless steel frets. Very cool. Brand new from Fender and Richie Kotzen here at Island Music Company. And, yeah, standard switching. You know, it's interesting because, you know, the Telly has that crazy switching pattern on there. And so I was expecting a little more out of the Strat. But fantastic guitar. I like the way it looks. Feels really good too. It's not super heavy. It's not too light. And they did a good job at accenting it with all the gold hardware and the white perloid plastic and just kind of bring it all together from both ends of the guitar.
Yeah.
And it is online and everything too, right?
Yep.
Very good.
It is on all three.
And then I'm going to pull up my notes here for this last one. This is our latest guitar from Taylor. This is the 914 CE Legacy Edition. It's been out for less than 48 hours, I believe. These guitars are beautiful. They have the amazing inlay work going through the whole neck, headstock, and bridge. The rosette, everything around the edges of the body. It might be hard to see with the camera angle we have, but you can kind of see these red stripes that go along with the purfling on the body. We're looking at an Engelmann spruce top, a solid rosewood body. I was going to see with my notes here if I could figure out. Yeah, Brazilian rosewood, I believe. No. That's the wrong notes. Wrong Taylor guitar. Ignore that. It's a wrong Taylor.
Back to the rest.
But it's a Engelmann spruce top. Legacy. So remember, the Legacy is kind of like their callback to building guitars reminiscent of when Taylor started. So instead of an ES2 system, this has the LR Baggs VTC preamp system in there, which personally I'm a huge fan of. I put one in my Taylor. I have the Builder's Edition 517E. I put an LR Baggs system in it, and it completely changed the voicing of the guitar. And I love the way it plays now. It's fantastic. I can plug it in anywhere I go, and it rocks. Let's see. Jake here is pulling up the notes for me. Indian rosewood body. There we go. So it's Engelmann spruce top, Indian rosewood body, West African ebony fingerboard. So yeah. And it's the LR Baggs Element, in case you're curious. So yeah, so brand new from Taylor, the Legacy 914 CE. Gorgeous guitar, and it sounds really good too, because the way the Engelmann spruce reacts to the rosewood is just fantastic. Sorry, I just got caught up looking at the inlay. It's gorgeous. It's a beautiful guitar. They did a great job with it. I'm excited for everything else they continue to put out. Forgot to fill a hook. So we're down a guitar. I just realized that. I looked there. I was like, oh, I missed a hook.
Oh, I thought you knew that. But
Nope. That's we're just short one guitar. So anyways, we have these Alesis Command Special drums. Woo! Tell you what, we will talk about, and then we'll go ahead and sign off. Shorter show this week. We have in the past talked about how we partner with Free Guitar for Kids.
Mm-hmm.
And you see there in the little banner on the bottom of the page here. You have the options when you're here in store, you can round up your total, and that change, that difference, goes towards Free Guitars for Kids. In the store right now, we have a guitar that was shipped to us. It was damaged in shipping. We're not going to sell it. Rather than doing anything with it, it was damaged in shipping. And when I say damaged, I mean just one little chip off the bottom corner of the guitar.
yeah.
Otherwise, it still plays very well. All the electronics work. It feels great. It's just got one little ding taken out of the bottom corner of the guitar.
Mm-hmm.
You can't even really see it unless you're looking at the very bottom of the corner of the guitar. If you come into the shop now through the end of the month, you spend $5 per raffle ticket. We're going to do a raffle on the guitar, and all the money we raise from the raffle tickets is going to go to Free Guitars for Kids. So the guitar, I think, on average is like a $250 guitar. $300, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
It's somewhere right in there. But you have the opportunity to get it for like $50, right? $100. Imagine all the tickets you get for that. But all the money we raise from this raffle is going to go to our friends at Free Guitars for Kids. So next time you're here in the store, all it takes is $5 to a chance at win a free guitar.
Yeah.
And you can then that $5 goes towards a very, very good cause to help us help Free Guitars for Kids to get guitars into the hands of kids that may not be as fortunate enough to, buy a new guitar or come across one. It's something we're all very excited about here at Island Music Company. We like partnering with them. We want to do something fun for them too. So come on in next time you're here in the store between now and July 1st. Spend $5, get a raffle ticket. Spend $50, get 10 raffle tickets. and let's see how much money we can raise for our friends at Free Guitars for Kids.
Yeah.
So when it's all said and done, we'll do one announcement talking about who won the guitar, then we'll do another announcement talking about how much money we've raised. So let's get all in here. Like I said, it only takes $5, right? That's all it takes. $5. Get a ticket. You might win a guitar. I think it's a great deal.
And helping the next generation.
Yeah, help the next generation of guitar players. Plus, it's a really cool guitar. So
Yeah.
it's a good, it's good metal, Randy Rhoads style kind of guitar. So yeah, so that's all I got. I got the walk through the guitars here. We've talked about how we've got our Rock Band camps going on. Got our raffle that just started. So come on in, spend $5, get one raffle ticket.
Talked about the Elisa's.
Talked about this tiny little Elisa's drum kit. And I don't think there's too much else other than that. I think we're all caught up. No real special events to talk about as of yet.
Yeah.
Things coming up this summer, though, so that's exciting. But I think right now that's all we got. So don't forget, we have the RGD61 with the Fishman Fluence pickups, Naya toe body, roasted maple neck, ebony fingerboard, the locking Goto tuners. We have the Richie Cotzentelli with the DiMarzio pickups, the flame maple body with the white pearloid tuner buttons, pick guard, and the gold hardware. It's a really nice, fun, easygoing look all brought together. We have our ESP USA Eclipse in the lime green burst with the Seymour Duncan pickups, 3-piece mahogany neck, ebony fingerboard. We have the Yamaha Pacifica. I believe it's technically the PACP 12. It has the Rupert Neve pickups. The locking Goto tuners. I always like when guitars have the truss rod adjustment thumb wheel kind of thing in the bottom of the neck. I feel like the access point makes sense to me, and I like how easily and accessible it is to adjust it. Gorgeous, fun looking paint job there. You have the Warlock Legacy, red crackle finish, Seymour Duncan pickups, Floyd Rose 1000 bridge, ebony fingerboard. And as Keith reminded us in the comments, it's the Stranger Things guitar. And then we have the new from Taylor, the 914 CE Legacy, Indian rosewood body, Engelmann spruce top. Gorgeous inlay work and appointments from our friends at Taylor to highlight the legacy of the company. And the ever exciting, always sounds great, LR Bags Elant VTC preamp system. So come on in, check all these guitars out here. If you don't live local, they're all online.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can buy them all on our website, islandmusicco.com. Scan that little QR code on your phone. With your phone, scan the QR code that's on the screen here, and it takes you to all the links so you can shop with us online. And tune in next week. We'll see what else we got to talk about. My name's Jack.
Name's Jake.
This is Live at 5. Catch you next time.
See ya.